Hello, good morning, students. How are you all? Good and fine. This is your English grammar video, and through this video, we will learn about sentences. Sentences. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words. Listen again. A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. For example, I'm writing, I'm speaking, I'm reading, I'm sleeping, I'm laughing. This is a beautiful flower. So these are the examples of sentences. These sentences make a complete sense. All right? Now, types of sentences. How many types there of sentences in English grammar? There are 4 types of sentences. The first one is declarative sentence. A sentence that makes a statement is called a declaration sentence. It ends with a full stop. For example, it was a warm sunny day. It was a warm sunny day. It ends with a full stop. Second type, interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence, a sentence that asks a question, is called an interrogative sentence. It ends with question mark. A sentence that asks a question, एक ऐसा वाक्य जो क्या पूछता है, क्वेश्चन पूछता है, राइट, वो जो है इंट्रोगेटिव सेंटेंस कहलाते हैं. इट एंड्स विद क्वेश्चन मार्क. नोट, often questions begin with question words, and which they are words like how, why, where, when, etc. These are the question words. All right. When you see these words in a sentence, you can understood that this sentence is a interrogative sentence. All right. For example, when you come along with me. In the beginning of this sentence, you can see the question word when. So this sentence is an interrogative sentence. How are you? In the beginning of this sentence, there is a question word how. So this is the example of interrogative sentence. Where he is going? Where? Question word. All right. So this is the another example of interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question, it is called interrogative sentence. All right. And some questions begin with helping verbs. Some questions begin with helping verbs, like they are beginning with is, am, are, do, does, did, was, were, shall, will, has, have, had, etc. These are the helping verb. When a sentence started with these helping verb, you can say that this sentence is interrogative sentence. All right. For example, does Sheila like cake? Was Arnold late to school? Am I a singer? Has Tarun completed homework? These sentences are the example of interrogative sentence. All right. These all sentences are started with a helping verb like does, was, am, has. Third type of sentence, imperative sentence. A sentence that expresses a command, a request, or some advice is called an imperative sentence. आदेशात्मक वाक्य. A sentence जो क्या एक्सप्रेस करता है, कमांड को, राइट, या फिर आज्ञा, रिक्वेस्ट और सम एडवाइस, कुछ सलाह हो सकती है। तो ऐसे सेंटेंस को हम क्या कहेंगे? वी कॉल देम imperative sentences. All right, it ends with a full stop. For example, go with him now. This is the example of command. Go with him now. Please help me. This is a request. You should not talk to strangers. This is an advice. You should obey elders. This is also an advice. So these are the example of imperative sentence. When you see in a sentence, that sentence expresses a command, request or some advice, you can say that these are the examples of imperative sentences. All right. 4 type of sentence. Exclamatory sentence. A sentence that expresses excitement or other strong feelings is called an exclamatory sentence. It ends with an exclamation mark. What? Exclamation mark. In 2 examples, you can see the exclamation mark in the end of the sentence. All right, after is or after car. For example, how big the house is. How big the house is. When you see a very big house, you can say like this, how big the house is. And when you see a amazing car or beautiful car, when you see the car and you are saying like this, what a beautiful car, what a shot, what a house. All right. So these are the example of exclamatory sentence. Affirmative sentence or negative sentence. Affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentences are positive sentences. They tell us what the subject of the sentence is, what the subject of the sentence does, what the subject of the sentence has. ये हमें क्या बताता है? अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंस जो होता है कि सब्जेक्ट क्या है, वो क्या कर रहा है और क्या करता है और उसके पास क्या है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मोहन इज एंग्री विद रोहन. मोहन इज एंग्री विद रोहन. ऑलराइट, दिस इज द example of affirmative sentence. But in negative sentence, you can find no or not words. Alright, negative sentences have the words no or not in them. Alright, for example, Mohan is not angry with Rohan. This is the example of negative sentence. Alright, you can see in negative sentence no or not. A sentence has 2 parts. Alright, subject and predicate. Subject and predicate. You also need to remember the parts of sentences. How many parts in a sentence? There are 2 parts. The first one is subject and the second one is predicate. And now we will learn what is the subject and what is the predicate in a sentence. The subject is the person or the thing we are talking about. Alright? What is the subject? The subject is the person or thing we are talking about. It may consist of one word or many words. ये एक word भी में भी हो सकता है और ज़्यादा words में भी हो सकता है. Next, predicate. The predicate tells us something about the subject. It may also consist of one word or many words. Predicate tells us something about the subject. Predicate tells us something about the subject. For example, the little girl has many toys. In this sentence, there are 2 parts. The first one is the little girl. This is the subject of the sentence, alright? Because in this sentence, we are talking about the little girl, okay? This is the subject of this sentence. And now, has many toys is the predicate. Has many toys. This part tells us something about the subject. The little girl is the subject of this sentence, and has many toys is the predicate. Alright?